she goes to the doctor and tells them about our family history and stuff, and she just does the test. She just does stuff. She checks her out, and if all that, you know, she's feeling like she has something going on, they want to make sure that nothing is going on, or she's not being sick and stuff. So you just gotta, you know, monitor your body, and that's important.
Okay, and so it seems like a lot of what you guys focus on is kind of being really proactive with your doctors and kind of advocating for yourselves. Do you think that's fair?
Yeah.
Okay. And so when you guys think about, you know, your family's health history of cancer, what you've experienced so far, and even kind of looking towards the future, how do you feel about this health history and this risk?
How do we feel about what?
About your health history and your own risk of cancer.
Scared. Yeah. Worried. Just like, you know, stress what's going to happen either, you know, just because you go and you have these tests and stuff doesn't mean that you are not going to get cancer, or, you know, also too, just because they're doing pelvic ultrasounds and stuff like that, sometimes you can't really detect ovarian cancer like that, so it's be nervous and worried and stuff, because with or without the gene, anybody can get cancer. Cancer doesn't discriminate, but knowing that I have this gene that could possibly boost my risk higher makes me nervous and worried for my future and my son's future. And it doesn't give us really any peace of mind, because we hear so many stories about people that continue to do the testing, and they're on top of the testing, and they still can't catch their cancer at a curable stage. So it doesn't really give us any peace of mind to continue going through this stuff, because we feel like, we're doing this to hopefully catch it, to be able to you know, save our lives. But a lot of times people are doing the same testing as us and can't, and still don't catch it at an early enough stage. So it doesn't really give us peace of mind. People always say, a lot of my friends used to say in the beginning, well, you should just be, like, thankful that you know you have it and stuff. But it's not really that easy, because it's stressful, too, because even every time you go, no matter how much on top of it you are, there's always that chance that something could be missed, or something could just progress so rapidly that no matter what you're doing to prevent it, it's not always going to be preventable.
Have either of you ever talked about or considered any preventive surgeries to prevent the onset of cancer?
Yes. We've kind of talked about it briefly, and just kind of, I know my sister was thinking for a while she really wanted to do both of the surgeries, the hysterectomy and the double mastectomy, but I feel a little bit different about it. When I am done having kids, which may be here soon, I do want to get the hysterectomy, but then there's just so much that goes into it, so I haven't really, like, sat down and really thought about it and done the research and looked into all the options and as far as that stuff, because there's just so much that goes into it. If you have the hysterectomy, you possibly have to have the double mastectomy. There's just so much, so we haven't really sat down and really, like, thought about it or done all the research to really make, like, a decision about that. And Lisa's younger than me, and I just turned 34, but all my healthcare professionals have said by 35, childbearing age is when I should consider the surgeries. So now it's getting to be stressful for me, because I feel like it's something that's, like, forced and stuff, because then I just feel like now 35 childbearing age, then they say that's when they recommend the surgeries. So then I feel like, oh crap, now if I don't have this, and I don't have any children, so I feel rushed to have children. I feel all this pressure, because I feel like, and I just turned 34, so I feel like I have it 1 year before I have to figure out all these things, because I don't do this by 35, then it's just going to be, you know, even more of a risk or even more problems. So I feel rushed to do it. I feel it's a lot. I see all the time on Facebook how people choose reconstruction and all the problems that come with the reconstruction, and then I think about, okay, maybe just not having the reconstruction and just just staying flat, and then I get really emotional, because, you know, my breasts have become your identity as a woman kind of, and so it's conflicting, it's scary, it's just not fun. Come here, baby.
Absolutely. It sounds like you're both under a lot of pressure, especially as you're getting older, to kind of, you know, make those decisions about having children and deal with the kind of aspects about surgeries. That sounds really difficult.
Yeah.
Are there people in your family who don't like to talk about this health history or who don't really like to deal with this?
I guess, no, not really. I would say that's kind of me. Like, I never really wanted to get the test, or even sometimes I don't think about it because I feel like if I get it, I just get it. It is what it is. That's just what it is. And so sometimes I avoid emotional conversations about it.
Uh-huh.
But then also I feel selfish about that because, like we said, my mom never got the opportunity to find that out. And if she would have, it would have saved her life. So I feel selfish at times about that too. So that's why so I just go and do it. We don't really talk about it too much, but we do kind of say, like, me and my sister try to motivate each other to go and, like, get, be on top of that stuff. But just sometimes it just doesn't happen. It's just chaotic. Life hits us hard sometimes. And so, but nobody's really, like, scared or afraid to talk about it too much.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of there, but we do kind of talk about it a little bit, but not, like, too crazy.
Yeah, so it's not, like, something that you guys obsess over, but you guys maybe check in with each other, make sure you're going to appointments, something like that?
Yeah, we do. So, like, I've been telling my sister, you need to get it together, you need to go, you really need to go. I got her, we both stayed on each other to get the AFLAC. So she has AFLAC, we both have AFLAC, cancer policy and stuff, so I've been telling her she needs to go, and she'll remind me, and we'll remind each other about trying to call and get things set up. She just needs to get set up back again.
Yeah, that absolutely makes sense. And so it sounds like you guys support each other. Do you have other siblings that are also positive, or other siblings that are dealing with this as well?
We don't have any other siblings that have it. Well, my brother hasn't been tested yet. My older sister was tested, and she does not have it. And so we're hoping it skips my brother. Like, we're hoping that that's, like, a pattern. But they do, like, talk to us and encourage us and tell us that we need to be on top of our stuff and be eating healthy and taking care of our bodies and making sure we're going to our appointments they tell us and stuff. So they're positive about it.
Mm-hmm. And so it's really you two kind of checking in with each other and kind of managing it, though?
Yeah, encouraging each other and checking in with each other and supporting each other during and after the appointments and stuff. Like, I used to have a routine where I would, like, after the appointment, I would, like, treat myself to something special or something like that, and try and do that. We've tried to kind of encourage our brother to get tested and stuff, but he's just in a different situation. He's just not in the position right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is there ever times when you two, because you both have it and kind of have to deal with it, feel a little different from your other siblings? Like you can maybe talk to each other a little bit more, or that you kind of understand more of what each other is going through?
Yeah, we can kind of understand what the other one's going through and stuff. And I would rather it be me than my older sister because she has two daughters. It's hard on me that my little sister has it because of my nephew, but we don't really feel any different. But the doctor did tell my older sister, because one doctor had told my older sister, oh, you don't have anything to worry about. You don't have the gene. Well, then she saw another doctor, and the other doctor said, you absolutely have something to worry about because your family history. So yeah, you don't have the gene, but you have a family history of it. So you really still should be on top of it too. And even though our older sister doesn't have it, she's had a close call before with breast issues. Oh yeah, I forgot my aunt. I forgot this is so new. Our mom's sister has had breast cancer. They caught it in an early enough stage, which just happened recently in December, I think and she doesn't have the gene, and she had a surgery and chemo right this, but and she doesn't even have the gene. My mom had the gene, and then my aunt got breast cancer. So family history is just as scary.
Yeah.
So yeah. But we just kind of we can kind of relate a little bit more because we know the fear, we know the stress, we know we kind of know that stuff too. But we're all really close as siblings, so I think they're so they can they feel for us, so they're so yeah.
Yeah, that absolutely makes sense.